Welcome back to my channel, and if you're new here, welcome to my channel. Today's video is going to be about the steps you can take starting today to glow up, level up, and rebrand your life. The new year is right around the corner, and if you're feeling like it's time to rebrand your life and finally start to get your life all the way together, then this video is definitely for you. Because what we are not going to do is carry the same old energy, the same bad habits, or the same limiting beliefs into the new year. It's time to really change your life this time and step into your power and become the woman that God has called you to be. Whether that may be getting that dream job, getting out of debt, starting your own business, getting married and starting a family, getting healthy, or it may just simply be to finally start living a life of true happiness, joy, and peace in a way that best suits you, because to me, that is the ultimate glow up. Now, let me warn you, I'm big on changing your life by changing your actions and changing your mindset. So if you're looking for me to tell you how to glow up by getting mani and pedis, beating your face every day with a new makeup routine, or recommending millions of toxic products for self-care, then I'm sorry, but this video may not be for you. But what I am going to tell you are the steps that I have taken to help me transform my life into a life that I absolutely love, in hopes that it will do the same for you. So without further ado, let's get to it. So I want to get right into this video because I am so ready for you to live that life that God has called you to live. One of my favorite scriptures is John 10:10, and that scripture says, "The thief's purpose is to steal, kill, and destroy, but my purpose is to give them a rich and satisfying life." And I love this scripture because I feel like sometimes we block ourselves from being abundantly blessed by God simply because we don't wholeheartedly believe or have the faith that we can be abundantly blessed with the things that we desire. Now, of course, a life of abundance that's rich and satisfying is not just about money and material possessions, but don't be mistaken, it does include them. And that leads me to the first step that I believe you need to take to glow up and rebrand yourself. And that's to focus on what you want to see. Here's a major key. Stop obsessing over your current situation and start focusing on what you want to see or how you would like the situation to turn out. Where your mind goes, your life will follow. So train yourself to think and act like the woman that you want to become. Don't wait for the change to show up. You can start little by little being the change that you yourself want to see. So for an example, if you know you want to lose weight, you have to see yourself being the size you want to be. And then if you've been having a hard time completely changing your diet or starting an exercise routine, you can start small by exercising for just something like maybe 10 minutes a day. Or if you're having a hard time completely changing your meal, just start by replacing a meal with a healthy salad. It's as simple as that, because a little of something is a whole lot better than a lot of nothing. And not to mention, over time, you will start to see changes and results from those small changes that you're making. I believe sometimes we get caught up in that if we can't full out on do a whole routine or plan like we want to accomplish the goal, we eventually give up and don't do anything. But you can simply just make small changes. And when you make those small changes, always keep your mind on the end goal. And if you have a hard time doing that, then do things that will force you to stay focused. Like for me, one of the things that I do is I'll change the wallpaper on my phone to something encouraging if I'm having a hard time in that season in my life. Or when I used to work at a desk, I would put an encouraging sticky note somewhere that I can see it every day while I'm working. And also another thing that helps, instead of just randomly scrolling content on social media, I make sure that I'm always following pages and watching videos on YouTube like this one that encourage you and are doing or have done the things that you want to do. The next step is to stop being an oversharer. If you don't do this, great. But for those of you that do, or just feel like you have to share everything, or maybe you have a hard time just containing yourself when you have good news or you're happy about things you've accomplished, you have to learn to move in silence or use discernment when it comes to sharing your business. Your big dreams are not for small minds, and not everyone needs to know your business, your plans, or even your struggles. Sometimes the best way to level up is to move in silence and let your success speak for itself, and not your Instagram stories, not your Facebook post, and not even innocent chats with your family members or friends, because everyone doesn't mean you well, and everyone, including those who may love you the most, don't always understand what God may be doing in your life and the changes that you may be making at the time. And when they don't understand, they have doubts and they start to question you about things. Now, this is where the discernment part comes in, because sometimes you may need to hear feedback, or you may need to answer some questions to make sure that you're thinking rationally. For an example, you may decide out of the blue that you deserve to make a big purchase because you've just been down and out lately for a while, and now you feel better and you just want to celebrate and reward yourself. But because you're going off of adrenaline, you fail to remember that you're on a budget to get out of debt. And on top of that, what you're about to purchase really is not something that you need. Now, that's where a trustworthy and sound mind family member or friend will come in, because they will remind you that you really need to think about that decision. But other than that, if you're growing, building, and working on yourself, protect your peace and most definitely your progress by keeping certain things sacred into yourself until the appointed time to reveal it. And that leads me to step number 3, which is don't rely on your feelings. Feelings are most definitely real, and we shouldn't deny them or suppress them, but they're not always reliable. One day you're motivated and the next day you're not. And that's normal, but you can't let your feelings dictate your actions, because discipline is what's going to get you where you want to go, not always motivation. We should know ourselves better than anyone else, but sometimes we don't. And because we don't always know ourselves, we will tell ourselves things like, oh, I'll just do it tomorrow, or I can just have that one piece of cake. That's it. But we all know how that usually ends up. What has really helped me in managing my feelings, and what my suggestion to you would be, is to always pray and talk to God about how you're feeling. One, he already knows, but he wants you to come to him trusting and knowing that he has an answer and solution for you. And another option that has helped me with managing my feelings is to confide in someone that I really trust, that will give me sound advice and have my best interests at heart. This person could be someone like a spouse, a parent, or even a best friend. It could also be a mentor. I actually recommend having a mentor who is already doing something you want to do or living a life that you would like to live. Not to copy them, but to use an experienced and trusted advisor. For some people, managing their feelings may come easy, but for those of us that it doesn't, we have to practice and train our minds, our behavior, and our feelings to submit to the things we know will bring us the results that we want to see. And I believe the options that I just gave will most definitely help with that, because they have helped me in the past and still continue to do so today. Step number 4 is make a promise to yourself. This one is personal because nobody else can make you level up, glow up, or grow. So what I recommend is that you sit down, look yourself in the mirror, and make a promise to yourself. It can be as simple as saying, I will start showing up for myself more starting right now. Or you could say, I know God is in control, but I am going to start giving him something that he can work with. And then what do you do after that? You keep that promise. Be the kind of woman who does what she says she's going to do. Because so many times we doubt ourselves because we really don't trust ourselves. I like that Myron Golden says that you are the only person who's heard every lie you've ever told. And because of that, we have a hard time trusting ourselves. So when you make that promise to yourself, be serious this time. And know that the process may not always be smooth and void of conflicts, but if you set your mind on keeping that promise to yourself, you'll get through everything that you go through, and you'll start to see your promises get fulfilled. Step number 5 is to seek mental health support. We as people, especially women, need to normalize seeking help. And help can come in the form of therapy, coaching, or just having a solid prayer life. Your mental health is the foundation for everything else. You cannot and should not try to carry the weight of the world on your shoulders alone. Trust me, I've tried that and it won't get you anywhere. And contrary to the world's belief, part of being a strong woman is knowing when to ask for help. When I became a first time mom back in 2021, I was so overwhelmed and I thought to myself, I need help, but I didn't even have time to seek help, or at least I thought I did. And thinking that way quickly led me to burnout, almost to the point of me not being able to care for my beautiful little girl. And because she meant the absolute world to me and depended on me, I knew I had to do something. And if I didn't get myself some help, I was not going to be able to do something that I truly and genuinely love to do, and that was help others. So I made the time to do so. And what I did was I looked into virtual counseling since I was home with my little one. But in the process of me doing so, my husband said, why don't you just schedule an office appointment on one of my days off and go? And that ended up being one of the best things he could have ever suggested for me. And from then on, I learned that a closed mouth does not get fed, and that sometimes you have to be your biggest advocate. You can't worry about asking people and them saying no or not being free to help you. You still need to ask. And if you're a single mom or don't have family and friends, there are local community groups, there are hotlines, churches, hospitals who will welcome you and support you on some level, the best way that they know how, or refer you to resources that can help you. But whatever you do, don't give up on yourself. And if you feel like you're even coming close to doing so, please reach out to someone so that you can get the help that you need. Step number 6 is to stop worrying about fitting in. Let's really talk about this because I feel like social media has people giving up their true identity of who they were created to be, all because they see the highlight reel of someone else's life that they'd like to have. There's absolutely nothing wrong with aspiring to be or having the blessings that you see that someone else has. But the problem comes in when you start trying to imitate their walk or journey to live the life that they live. You were not created to blend in or look like anyone else. You have to stop trying to fit yourself into spaces that you were not designed to be in. You were created to stand out and make an impact in a way that nobody else on this planet Earth can do. Not to mention, you don't know how much drama, hardship, or pain that you may be welcoming into your own life by trying to be someone else or do what you see them doing. You may love that so and so appears to have such a beautiful marriage and life on social media, but what you may not know is how many times she's had to forgive her cheating husband, or all the luxuries that you see. You may not know that some of them are ill-gotten. And I know this isn't the case for everyone that you may follow that's doing well, but because you don't know and may never know what it took for them to get the things that they have, it makes it even more important to not make anyone your hashtag goals, and instead create your own goals and ask God to lead and guide you to them. When you embrace who you are, the right people, the right blessings and opportunities will align with your life. Step number 7 is to discipline yourself to do what you already know you need to do. Let's be honest. There are some things that you already know you need to do. The problem isn't usually the what, it's normally the how. And in my experience, 2 of the best practical ways on how to get disciplined is 1, you have to evaluate your current situation so that you can create goals and put things in place to minimize the distractions that will keep you from getting to those goals. And the second thing I would do is get an accountability partner. So to explain further how this will look for you, say you want to level up in the area of your career. You love to finally have a career you love and make good money in. The next part that I say we have a hard time doing is the how. So how are you going to do this? How are you going to level up in your career and get a job that you enjoy and make good money in? So if you use my recommendations, like I just mentioned, the first thing you would do is just evaluate your current situation by deciding what is it that you actually enjoy doing, or what is it that you would like to do, or what do you have the skills to do? You'd also want to determine how much money is exactly good money to you, because it's different for different people. And if somebody gives you an offer for something, you don't want to have to spend time waiting trying to figure out if that's something that you really want or if it'll help you meet the needs that you have. You want to already have that done. And so next, you need to research what it will take and require to get this great paying career. You need to know this because it may require you to take certain courses or getting a certification, or if you don't have the experience, you may need to volunteer in whatever area you're interested in. Or it could be as simple as you networking with someone that you may or may not know that could help you get into this field. Either way, you need this information to start taking steps to achieve the goal that you want to achieve. And by knowing what your goals are will help you avoid distractions that will not lead you towards your ultimate goal. Now, I know this sounds like a lot of work, but that's where the accountability partner will come into play. You need someone you can trust with your desires and your dreams to make sure that you stay on track to fulfill them. A great example of this is when I used to work out with a trainer. He would have me send him pictures of everything that I ate before I ate it. This helped me so much because it made me think twice about what I was going to be eating because, of course, I knew I had to share it with him. And so I intentionally made healthier choices. And it also helped me because I knew I had to send him a picture, and it motivated me to know that when I made healthier choices and sent him these pictures, he would be happy to see them and would know that I'm actually doing what I'm supposed to be doing. So definitely invest in an accountability partner because we all could use help of some kind when it comes to reaching our goals. And last but not least, step number 8 is to stop trying to manifest everything without action. Listen, manifestation without work is just plain for wishful thinking. If you're not doing the mental, physical, and spiritual work that I mentioned previously to align your actions with your desires, nothing is ever going to change. Even the Bible says faith without works is dead. So that means along with prayer, you also need to plan and you also need to put in the effort if you want to see what you are believing for come to pass. The Bible also says in Proverbs 16:3 to commit to the Lord whatever you do, and he will establish your plans. And so that means as you submit to the Lord and as you are doing what you are doing, he will help you along the way to reach those goals as you trust him every step of the way. And that sounds great, but this promise will not be beneficial to you if you are not at least taking a step towards what it is you're trying to achieve. This year, next year, or even the year after can be your year to rebrand, level up, and to step into the life that you've been dreaming of. If you take these steps seriously, you'll be amazed at what you can accomplish. So, what's the first step that you are going to get started on? Please drop it in the comments below because I want to hear how you're leveling up for the new year, and I want to be your first encourager. And while you're at it, don't forget to like this video, share it with your girls, and if you haven't already, subscribe for more inspiration to become the best version of yourself. Let's make this year and the years to come the year that we all thrive in. And as always, thanks for watching this video and stay blessed.